Hello, good afternoon and good evening, everyone. It's good to see you all. Welcome back to week 2 of the Indo-Dutch Cybersecurity School. We have a bit of a special lecture meeting today. So that's really, really exciting. We're here with both cyber people and Blockverse. Before we get started, I'm just going to do a little bit of housekeeping, very, very quick. So first things first is we have just a couple of hours left for the challenge survey. So once this meeting is done, really, really important to do this, because if you don't, then, unfortunately, you can't take part in the challenge. So this is really, really important. Secondly, don't forget to take part in the cyber resilience game. We have the second session on Friday. Check out our YouTube channel if you missed the first session, where Michel Rademacher goes over what you need to do. Also have to look at the study guide if you need to. That also has a lot of good information. So onto this session. We'll do again a Q&A at the end. So type in your questions into the chat or into the Q&A. Please, keep the spam. Please don't spam the chat. So keep it just for questions. We'll have around 10 minutes at the end to ask to both Gaurav and to Khushbu, who it's great to have here. So without further ado, let me introduce them both. Gaurav here has over 2 decades of corporate experience, including serving as the head of HR for 2 publicly listed companies and as a global director of HR at the Dutch multinational. So really, really experienced, and really he knows a lot about all of how to get into this industry. And then also, of course, we have Khushbu, who is a dynamic recruitment professional with proven experience in connecting top talent with leading organizations. And she's got a strong foundation in cybersecurity hiring and a great track record. So, we have 2 experts here who, it's a bit of a special, it's not really, in that sense, a lecture on cybersecurity, but more so, it's a way for you to, learn how can you use this going forward. I've said enough, so I'll leave it over to you, and yeah, have fun.
Thank you, Alexander. Am I seen? Am I heard? Is it okay?
Yes, we can hear you.
Great. So delighted to be here. Me and my partner Khushbu. Incidentally, we're also a product of Indo-Dutch collaboration. So we're Dutch nationals, Indian origin. And so that's why it's a super pleasure to be here along with 250 other people. My breezy introduction has been done. Khushbu, if you want to add anything on yours, happy, and then we can get started.
Absolutely. So glad to be here, guys. Hello, everyone. My name is Khushbu, living in the Netherlands, and have the founder and MD of Cyber People. Very, very, very delighted to meet you all.
Thank you. Thank you. Khushbu, is the screen visible? Alexander, is the screen visible? Can I proceed from here?
Yes.
The IDCSS, the photos is coming. Okay, so we'll take it from here. Yes, as I mentioned, Gaurav, Chief HR Officer for 2 companies, now Global HR Director here in the Netherlands for the last 10 years. And the reason we're here is for this program called the Cybersecurity Pathways. And the idea is that it goes back to my experience, really. One of the things I saw in HR was that the skills people learned and the skills company needed, there was a huge gap. So people had all these sorts of certificates, but when it came to job readiness, they were just not ready to be a cyber professional just yet. So we've designed this program. It's a runway to your cybersecurity career, and we'll be delighted to take you through each of these steps. If you're with me so far, let's continue with the plane metaphor. So you're about to board a chartered plane. the first thing you want to know is, do the pilots have a license to fly? Have they flown before? So we'll tell you about us. We'll tell you about our success stories. Then again, if you want to get on this plane, you want to know what the mission is. Why does this airline want to fly? What will it do to me? So we'll talk about the mission that we have. And then once we're cruising midair, we will show you the landscape of the job market, the research we have done, the people we have spoken to, so that you can plan your journey. So your journey plan, right from I want to go from Mumbai to Abu Dhabi to Amsterdam. So your journey plan is also there with us. And finally, you have to decide that, do you want to get aboard this chartered plane? And if you do, what are the next steps you need to take? And that, my friends, is the agenda for the day. I will then take it forward to talking about us. While we can go on for hours, I think the simple and clear thing is Blockverse is a digital and a behavioral skilling academy. We call ourselves ABC. We skill in AI, blockchain, and cyber. And cyber people, of course, is a specialist recruiter, mainly in the cybersecurity space. It has a deep network within Europe. And I'm guessing you know why we are collaborating, right? One set of people, one company prepares skilled people for hiring, and the other company actually connects to employers. And that is the reason we both have got together to bring this special program. I will not talk about each logo in particular, but I'll leave this in a screen for a moment. And these aren't just logos, for you, for your perspective. These are access points into a company. These are wider ecosystem opportunities. But maybe specifically to cyber, Khushbu, would you like to build upon what I just said?
Absolutely. So as you all can see, we've got a large pool of clients that we've collaborated with. They range from startups to large organizations. So we've placed candidates from entry level to board level. Our candidates have gone on to join some of the world's most respected organizations like EY, like Google, like Deloitte, Cognite. These names represent global excellence. And today we are proud of those who've actually turned their calling into reality. And to everyone here, remember, this is just the beginning. The future of cybersecurity is bright and it's being built by people like you.
Thank you. Thanks, Khushbu. And now for the mission. What are we really here for? At a very high level, skills, jobs, that's what I want to talk about. But how do you move from there? So step one, we give you the hard skills, the actual skills the industry needs from people who've done that job before. So very industry focused skills. And that is not enough, because how you come across, how you put yourself across. So we will be coaching you through this intervention around cracking company interviews. And once you're inside, then how to manage the environment inside. And then super important, as I've learned in recruitment, as all of us have learned, it is not just being good. It is having a network with people who have a network with other people who have opportunities. And these three pieces of the puzzle, they fit together to form this whole runway that we're talking about. And that is our mission for the day. Have we done this before? The answer is yes, we have. We've done it in South Africa. So like IDCSS, there is SANCS as well. But we did it when the market was super tight. And we selected specific high potential talent, and we were able to achieve a 50% placement success in a tight market, all of them in the field of cybersecurity. You folks are lucky to be in a growing field, so that's our success story there. The Dutch embassy helped us big time as well for making the connections, and that is a success story we are super proud of. Okay, plane cruising midair. What does the job market look like? Now, when we analyzed the job market, of course, we did secondary research, we did internet research, but we also spoke to our network of chief security officers. We also analyzed all the vacancies. And based on this, and some folks of you will recognize it, we found that the pockets of the most in-demand jobs that are high today and that have a growth percentage in the future: SOC analyst, cloud security engineer, GRC consultant, and a penetration tester. So these four job families had the maximum potential according to our research. We put all this research together, we took it to an expert, and the expert was very clear. He said the job families of SOC analysts, GRC consultants, they're here to stay for a time being. Focus on these two at least as a core pathway, and then you can choose one or two more, but definitely focus on these two. We took his word for it, but also verified. And when we did a LinkedIn search for Netherlands and for India, and we put in these keywords, the number of jobs was pretty high. So we think we have a good story going here. So these are domains which had terrific opportunities. So these two domains definitely will skill for. We will also be choosing a third domain that we will add as a parallel stream. Okay, now we want to see if the message has landed, if you can relate to what we are saying, if you can remember anything. So please let me know if you can see my Menti. I'll be shifting screens for a minute. Give me a minute. Yes, just okay, so we're ready. If you can whip out your phones and use this QR code, then we'll be able to know if what we're saying is making sense or not making sense at all. I can see the numbers rising, so that's a good thing. Okay, so that's 8 people already. Okay, that's good. That's good. Let's hit 100 at least, and then we can. We'll give it one more minute, and then we'll start the Menti. Khushbu, you're playing as well?
Not at the moment. I know all the answers.
Yeah. Okay, then let's hit 100 and then let's start playing. Alexander, the number of people on the call is 250 approximately, or?
We actually have quite a few more. We have around 500. So
500. Okay.
yes,
Then we will just maybe move the Menti. I think we've hit our number of 100. We'll just move the Menti in that case. The number to share, maybe in the chat, it can be shared, is 66265906. Okay, let's go. Question 1. In which country are the two people who are representing this based? Okay. USA, I don't think so, but this is coming out to be a nice barbell, huh? Equal weights on both sides. But let me give the answer and move on. We both are based in the Netherlands, both in the south of Netherlands, very close to the scene of the action. And as mentioned, we're both now Dutch nationals, and we aim to form the bridge between our companies, aim to form the bridge between India and Netherlands. But the answer to this question is both cyber people and Blockworks Institute are based in the Netherlands. Their headquarters are based in the Netherlands. Okay, it looks like, yeah, 49, 42. But yeah, I can see the number rising, so that's a good sign. Next question. Between Cyber People and Blockverse Institute, how many companies do they have as clients? Like people who they're proud to be associated with. Okay. 10 to 14, 14 to 20, 20 to 25. Okay. Right. Time to give the answer almost, huh? So it looks like we're under marketing ourselves, because if you add in the logos and add in the companies, we have about 20 to 25 clients. So the right answer is the dark blue answer, which I can see is rising now. So that's a good thing. So between us, we have about 20 to 25 clients, companies that we work regularly with. So that's the right answer on this one. And now we can move to probably the next question. Hey, this one is important for us. Tell us, apart from GRC and apart from SOC analyst, which role or which stream would you be interested in? Right, this is important because it will decide what we skill in. Ethical hacker. Oh, people like offensive. Okay. Right. Certified ethical hacker.
A lot of people want to be a hacker.
Yeah, that's and the bounty prizes and everything. Yeah, okay. Alexander, is there a trend that you're seeing from other talks as well?
Yeah, no, I think so. Absolutely. I think there's definitely been a lot of interest in the attacking. But honestly,
Yes.
like I'm slightly surprised because we had a lecture on digital forensics 2 days
Right.
ago, I think, and I found that one personally really interesting. So
Okay.
that's the one I would have chosen myself.
Right. Oh, we have, but you cannot argue with the data, and the data
Absolutely
says
not.
that, yes, and the data says that ethical hacking it is. So we will be introducing a third stream apart from GRC and SOC for ethical hacking, and that's terrific coming out from this. But hey, very clearly, a rewind of the results. Cyber People Blockverse Institute, both based in the Netherlands, count among 20 to 25 clients. And you people are telling us that ethical hacking is something that you're interested in. I'm not in any way downplaying what the other streams are, and we will see what we could do for the other streams. But we do have a clear winner over here. So yeah, we'll come back to that one. Thanks for participating in the Menti. Hope you liked it. Now let's come to the important part, right? The important part is, hey, that's good, but tell me my journey. And this fascinating chart, which our team has prepared, is the journey. The start is like a Ludo game, board game. You have qualification, selection, skilling, coaching, certifying, and connecting. And connecting is the important one. Okay, what do you need to do to qualify? Certificate of attendance, certificate of participation. I think IDCCS is very clear on that. But to get selected, when we speak to employers always tell us, hey, hard skills is good, but what we really need is people who can learn, people who can adapt. Please measure ability to learn, ability to adapt, ability to change, ability to communicate. These are psychometric filters that we will be introducing. And that is going to be one of the ways in which we hope to select the people for our program. What is the program about? Well, you can do this part-time, 4 to 5 hours a week, spread over 3 months. It will cover the fundamental, it will cover labs, exercises, and quite importantly, it will have really world-class international faculty. One is from the Netherlands, one should be from France, and we have a good lineup of other faculty as well. But then the important thing is the important thing is how we prepare you for companies, what we do for your portfolio, how we put pressure on you through mock interviews, and how we actually do interventions for you. The idea here in the learning journey. It's a busy slide, so I won't talk too much about it. But the idea here is not sure about your attendance, but it's just to keep you moving. We seriously believe that humans learn best from humans. So we think an instructor-led model makes a lot of sense. We think an instructor-led coupled with a self-directive gives you the skill, gives you the practice, gives you the feedback. And then, of course, you have a whole learning plan over the 3 months. Right, we are down now to our final two blocks. Most of the certificates you would have had would be CISP certificates that show that you have a skill. The certificates we are planning to give is certificates that you are job ready for a job role. They will be placed on a blockchain, so you can verify it at any point with any employer, and they will be co-signed between Blockverse and cyber people and will be shown to employers. But I am guessing your real interest is in connections. How you can get me in front of, how we can get you in front of the right people. Let me just turn the spotlight on Khushbu. Khushbu, do you have connections at all?
Gaurav, that's my bread and butter.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me prove you with some numbers here. If I have to look at just my network within cybersecurity professionals, it adds up to 8,000 people. My extended network would be close to around 80,000 cyber professionals. In the past, I have placed 350 plus people in Europe and Australia. You know, if we talk about our combined experience, Gaurav, we both come with a power of 45 years of total experience and only in the Netherlands of 25 years. I also want to share one thing here. Based on the registrations that we've had until now, which is approximately 60 plus, we are already in advanced talks with 2 companies who are interested in the people that will come out of our learning intervention. So the ball is already rolling, Gaurav.
Okay, that's great to hear. And Khushbu, tell us about first source. So when people come through the skilling and hit the database and they are sitting in this valuable database, what does first source mean?
So the moment people finish this course with Blockverse, you know, they come into our database. We've got our own very large database of people within cybersecurity. So the way we approach the whole selection process is first we go to that source, which is our database. We shortlist the candidates from our pool, and we immediately send that pool to the client of ours, which is in need. So basically, by first source, we mean that that's the first place, and you get priority, you get access to the clients immediately. So, you know, you do have an upper hand here.
Got it. Very clear. Uh, this is a good time for a summary. And here's what the summary says. The summary says that we are going job market backwards. We are skilling you for the jobs that are in demand. Then we are saying we're getting you really job ready and giving you a license. Basically, this is a driver's license that now you can drive. This is your certificate of job readiness. The important thing is you become those who get selected, those who clear the final ones, they become part of our database. They have access to the network, and we will not just farm, but also hunt on their behalf. And the fourth point, which is a softer point, is it is in our interest to see you successful, because we are only successful when you are successful. You do well, the consortium does well, IDCSS gets a great name. We do this next year again, and the whole virtuous cycle keeps on improving. So think of us as people who are keen to see you successful. And I think that is the important summary item here. Okay, what do you need to do? You need to This is the scanned code. You need to scan it. We will also be showing it at the end. There will be a screening system because in the end, look, we are trusting you to go in front of people we know. So we will be, therefore, there will be a screening process. And then you join the cohort and then you get started really. So, and we're looking at a November end, December 1st week starting so that by the time you graduate in 3 months, you're catching the new hiring cycle, right? And even if you don't get jobs immediately, then you're in the right year for getting jobs. The priority will be for people who register early. Right. Who can apply? We've already discussed this. It is a self-funded program. This is the cost of the program, 1.75 excluding taxes. The delivery is with this live international faculty, and we only have particular number of slots available, right? So we can't be doing this at a very large scale, so there will be a particular slots. Any questions, any doubts, of course, ask it here, but also ask it at the email ID provided, right? If you've got your phones in front of you, you can take a photograph, you can find out, and we will be also sharing this presentation as well. But we have something special apart from this, and that something special is personalized. Khushbu, do you want to talk a little bit about this slide?
Absolutely. So some of you will be excited to have more personalized support, and we are offering that, which is a one-to-one session. We would be happy to get you a head start with one-to-one session. So based on your background, we will help you with your career path mapping. You will get a personalized roadmap that'll set you up for success. We will also help you optimize your CV, your LinkedIn page. And I think the cherry on the top will be getting industry experts to do a mock interview with you on the role that you've chosen for yourself. So the journey begins now, from being a curious learner to a cyber guardian. Over to you, Gaurav.
Thank you. And with that, I think the flight is roughly complete. So we've told you how we're going to fly the plane on and what are the various steps and processes that we have. The important thing is just to keep the slide on so you can register. And when we open it up to question and answers, which is now, people who are interested, who've liked the story, or you just want to learn more about the story, they can register, they can book a call, and we would be happy to entertain them. This screen is on. You can take out your phones and get registered if you've liked the story. And of course, we're now open to question and answers. And I hope you have some spicy ones for us because we're all set.
Amazing. Thank you both so much for this this great session. And yeah, it's such a great opportunity. And we here at IDCSS, we're really happy that we have been able to partner with you. I think it's such a natural partnership. We here, all of the students here today, you all learn, whether you're beginning in cybersecurity or, you're really, developing your knowledge. It makes sense, if you want to go further, this is such a great opportunity. So for the Q&A, use either the chat or the Q&A if you're able to, type them in. I see we already have a couple of questions, so while we wait for some other ones to come in, we can get with these ones. So we have here one from an anonymous user, and they are saying, I am studying and working part-time too. Is it possible to do this in the evenings, or I'm guessing the sessions, or are they during the day? So clearly someone who is very dedicated.
Very nice. Great question. The answer is yes. Evenings, yes. The faculty is based out of Europe, so you have a natural 3.5-hour advantage. So whoever is the anonymous person, the answer is definitely yes.
Amazing. That's so it will, in a way, I guess, be similar actually to the IDCSS, where we are also based in the Netherlands. So if you're able to make it to this, then you will be able to make it to this program too. So there's another question, and you both mentioned you are based in the Netherlands. Are the companies you work with also based in the Netherlands, or are there Indian companies too?
Yes. This is a great one. I'll answer the first part, and because it's a little difficult, I'll transfer it to Khushbu as well. So, let me answer the first part. We are not only talking about the two people on this call. We have a network of experts, people we've known in the industry. As I mentioned, we have 45, 50 years of experience now. Our network density is highest in Netherlands and India. So we have, to answer your question very directly, we have a network in India, we have a network in Netherlands, and we've placed people in Europe as well. So if the question is focused on India, the answer is definitely yes. Khushbu?
No, I think it's very crisp and clear. I have slightly, a broader geographical network. I would say I've placed people in Australia as well. Europe, definitely. We are venturing out into US as well. But to keep it short, we are preparing you for at a global level. So Gaurav has already answered that yes, we have a client base in India and Europe, but take this opportunity to be job ready globally.
Folks,
Amazing.
there's just one thing that I do want to say, and I'm very careful not to overcommit. We are not committing jobs, we are committing job readiness and connections. And there is a difference. We are going to take you to the doors of an employer. First, get you really job ready, take you to the doors of an employer, maybe knock for you, but getting inside the door is your job. That's not our job. We don't guarantee it. I've seen companies in India guarantee it. I don't think that is fair or correct. But remember this, even at the risk of whatever it is, we want to be super clear and transparent. We are taking you to the gates of the land of opportunity. Going inside is your job.
Totally.
Amazing. So we have a question from Mamatha Dari. Do we need any prior knowledge of cybersecurity before registration? And I'll just quickly also a bit half answer is that, well,
Yes.
of course, if you are here, you are already not a complete beginner if you're doing IDCSS. But maybe a better question then is if people only have joined IDCSS before registration, is that enough?
Yes, I'll take a stab at that one. So when we chose the field of GRC, governance, risk, and compliance, we also looked at the profile of people who were getting in. Quite a few people who do well in that field or who start out in that field do not have, stress on the word not, do not have cybersecurity experience or even technical experience for that matter. But they enjoy GRC, and GRC is a field governance, your risk, you're managing compliance issues. The answer to your question, Mohammed, is clearly no, you do not need, but you need to be in the right stream. You don't need to be in a technical stream. You can be in the GRC stream. So that's the only answer that I would give.
I will jump in here, Gaurav. I want to give an example to the audience here. The person I placed about 2 years ago, that she was a doctor. She was a forensics doctor. And later on, she became a digital forensics person. Now, you will say that, she had some forensics idea, but remember that is DNA. And this is digital. So there's a hell lot of difference between both the topics. So to answer your question, you do not need any background. If you have the will, there is a possibility.
Great.
Amazing. Let's have a look for some other questions. Yeah, I saw there was one or two in the chat. Can you help someone who is senior, so maybe not very young, with experience in other industries? I guess this is a little bit what you were saying. Transition to the cybersecurity. Maybe you could go a little bit more into that. I've I think actually we've had a couple of students. It's quite interesting who are here at IDCSS, and they come from completely different backgrounds. I myself actually, I come from a history background as well. So for me, this is also very, very new. Maybe you could expand a little bit more on this as well.
Khushbu, first time you,
Yeah.
ladies first. Sure.
Yes, so like I mentioned before, we are here to support you, to upskill you. If you are from a completely different background, there is absolutely no hitch to it. You will be given the platform, you will be given the right courses. It's just that you need to pick up a field which is a non-technical field if you are not from a technical background. And the possibilities are more in the GRC field, where you are studying risk, where you're studying governance, where you're studying compliance. You could be an auditor, you could be, an information security officer. You could write processes for the organization. So there are many different job roles available for people who don't come from a technical background, or let's say even from a cybersecurity background.
Khushbu, if I can build a little bit on that. See, we have analyzed a lot of how the job market happens. The secondary research says that 45% of the people who join at a mid-level, 40 to 45% who join at an early and a mid-level, they come from non-technical backgrounds, non-tech. Because this industry, at least in the past, was needing so many people that a lot of people migrated from other industries to this. But as Khushbu mentioned, the stream is very important. You need to be in the right stream. But the answer to your question is, if you have the skill and the aptitude and all the softer things, the answer is yes.
I really liked what you actually just said about attitude, and I think that's a really good question, which maybe combines with having the right attitude. There's a question: what are things we can do in the meantime to improve our chances for the limited spots?
Okay, so I'll take a first stab at this. There are some things which are innate or natural. There are some things which are developable. What employers keep on telling us, and tell us both, is show me the proof of skill. Show me that the person has learned something. Let me ask my favorite interview question to you, whoever has asked the question. What did you learn in the last 6 months? Suppose you tell me that I have a huge ability to learn, but you've not learned anything in the last 6 months. There is no proof that you've done it. So the only thing that I would say is, if we are looking for ability to learn, ability to adapt, ability to change, all the questions also revolve around that. You should show ability to learn, ability to change, ability to adapt. Anything to add, Khushbu, or?
Was the question, Alex, that what can I do in the meantime to get a spot?
I think so, yes. For it says for the limited, I think because you mentioned in the thing that there are limited spots available, yes.
So Gaurav, do you want to answer that? Yeah.
Yeah. See, to get to the limited spots, we said early bird gets the worm. So being early is important. I don't know if it helps to say it in front of everyone, but if you're early, it's better. The earlier thing is then we have a little bit of a screening system. And then once the screening system is cleared, you're in. So earlier the better. Screening system, by the way, has ability to learn everything that I spoke about. But if you have that, in the meanwhile, you can just get at it.
Yeah.
Faster
And you just need to
registration, faster
scan.
in.
Sorry, you just need to scan that code to be able to register yourself, and then you'll see the process that follows.
Amazing. So we have one which is a bit more of a technical question. When does the course begin?
Yes. The answer is there are 3 streams planned. One of the stream is definitely beginning November end, and one may be December first week, because these are the GRC and the SOC streams. The third stream, honestly, it's begun just now, really, because we just got to know what the most interested dimension was. And now we'll go back, search for the right people, put the right infrastructure in place. and then we'll get it. But I think December first week, second week, we should be up and running. We have the head of our academy also on the call, so she and I will have a chat just after.
Amazing. Okay, let me see if there's any other questions in the meantime. If I've missed any. And don't forget to type in if you do have any more questions. We do still have a bit more time.
I saw some hands raised, Alexander, so I think
if we can try. I see, yeah, there are two hands raised. So we have one from Guru Malika Juna. So I'll allow you the mic and the camera. Hopefully this works. We've had a bit of trouble in the past with tech, but we will give it a shot.
Let's do that.
So Guru, your mic and camera is available. So you have the floor. But there might be some issues. So otherwise, we have two others. I will just let them also have. Also, we have Monica and also Chandra Sekar. So you also have your mics allowed. So if you have a question, then
I have a question more in line to which domain would be the more relevant from an upcoming times from cybersecurity perspective, with the changing demographics of quantum security and also the quantum leap, along with the optical computing, which may be coming in with the 6G evolution.
Okay. Khushbu, do you want to give it a stop? I just have a little knowledge in that area, but not perfect enough. Would you like to give it a shot?
I did not understand the question.
Yep. So with the evolution of the technology, right? So there is a lot of changes are happening. The quantum AI bubble will go away next 2 years, and the quantum would come into into the industry the more as we observe the research enhances, right? So in view of next 3 to 5 years for an experienced candidates with 12 plus years or 15 plus years, so which domain within the cybersecurity would be great, and which industry of the domain would be the more feasible from a cybersecurity perspective? Automotive security, or maybe the fintech, or maybe the telecom, the domain and the respective field. If it's a fintech, there's a different area of the cybersecurity. If it is automotive, IT, IoT, and other stuff is there, and that security is there. So likewise, industry and the classification of the cybersecurity. So can you just give us some kind of an inputs in with regards to the same?
Right. Okay. So when we talk about the sector or the industry, I would say, the financial industry or the fintech industry is very interesting within cybersecurity. But at the same time, healthcare industry is also being attacked back to back. So there is a huge need in these two industries at the moment, and I think it's going to stay in the next 4 to 5 years. Talking about a particular domain, like you mentioned, like a job role, I would say, it does not matter. But because AI is stepping in, so I would say having a combination of AI and cyber would be very interesting in these two industries. Does that
Khushbu,
answer your question? Yeah, Gaurav.
Maybe I'll build on that. Hey, Chandrasekhar, here's what we've learned. We've learned that the more the regulated the industry, the more careful they need to be. So I would completely echo Khushbu's comments. Healthcare and financial services are regulated industries. They will always, whenever quantum computing comes to your point or whatever, they will likely to be the industries that will have jobs, right? For cybersecurity, for sure. A very simple way to look at it is more data, more machines, more data, and therefore you want to get more safer. To answer your question about quantum computing and AI, hey, we don't see AI going away in 2 years. What we have been told is that the level one analysis is going to be taken over a lot by AI. So things are moving to level two. So the humans are needed more at level two than level one. I'm talking about AI only. We'll discuss quantum computing in a bit. But when it's a bit like, have you read that book, Alice in Wonderland? So the Red Queen has to move faster and faster to stay at the same place. So the machines are going up to level ones, humans have to come to level two, and only then that balance takes care. To your point about quantum computing, I am not sure it's coming in 2 years. We can debate that, but our whole story is we want to get as many people as possible for jobs which have the highest growth, not specifically niche jobs. And even if you have middling experience, we want to go to more growth areas. So the growth percentage matters to us more rather than specific smaller niche areas. We may not have had the perfect answer, but we'll take your question and we'll get back to you if possible, Chandrasekhar. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure, definitely. So because if you look at from a GRC is the ocean. If you look at OT and IoT, that is also the sub part. And if you look
Yeah.
at ransomware, whatever the topics we
Congrats
just
on
part
numbers.
of an
Yeah.
IDCSS
Yeah.
is itself with the different stream within the cybersecurity area. So and cybersecurity forensics is a very big, along with the law is actually cybersecurity law is a very good combination. So which are the best thing that you normally prefer for early career, mid career, and also experienced, and how do we prioritize in based on the needs and the requirements of the people? So that was my more intent in line to the upcoming times. Thank you so much, Gaurav.
Very welcome. Trishika, in light of just giving other people, I know we have only 5-6 minutes. Could we have a one-on-one session later after you registered, maybe, and then just to make sure that other people get opportunities as well? Is that okay?
Let's, yeah, I think that is probably a better idea. I see that I think Guru has not been able to ask, but I see that Monica and Meka Sai also have their hands raised. So if they wish to ask the question, then we can allow that as well. So I've unmuted both of you. So if you wish to ask, then but in the meantime, I actually have a question, kind of from yes, sorry, continue. Yes.
Hi, Monica, we can hear you.
Am I audible, sir?
Yes, you're audible. You were
I would
audible.
like to ask a question that how the cybersecurity. I would like to ask a question that how
We got till how, and after how we didn't get it. So
I think you might need to speak a little bit louder, Mako. We cannot quite hear you.
yeah, that's okay, that's fine. How the cybersecurity will be very good leading than compared to the artificial intelligence and the machine learning in the present scenario and the future scenario. I would like to hear from
that's
you.
a great question. It's a great question. Let me take a first attempt to it, and then I'll hand it over to Khushbu. See, AI is a general purpose technology, right? You can apply it for anything. Cybersecurity is also needed in everything. So we are just like, for example, Bokwas Institute is entering Sweden. And the two things the Sweden market have told us is we only need two skills. We need AI skills and we need cybersecurity skills. That's it. Every time we go, we get feedback. Every market we go, we get feedback that we need two big skills, AI and cybersecurity. To answer your question, which is a better career or where do we see more scope? Honestly, I think the marriage of domain and tech is where the biggest value is. So AI by itself, becoming a machine learning engineer, etc., that is one set of things. But if you have a domain, if you have some experience, and then have AI enabled, that's where the magic happens. To come to cybersecurity, of course, Khushbu is the expert, but this is a field which has vacancies. But there is AI coming into this field. So people who want to attack the fort have AI, people who want to defend the fort have AI. So it is basically machines fighting against machines as well. But Khushbu, I'll leave it to you after that.
No, I think you've actually hit the nail here. The only thing I want to add here is don't take these two domains separately. You know, AI is not going to take away jobs in cybersecurity. It is only going to be an enabler within cybersecurity. So for you to learn AI with cybersecurity will
That's a killer.
only give you an edge and make you an enabler in an organization. So it has to be a
Great,
combination.
great, indeed.
So we just have a couple of minutes left. So what I see that there is one question in the Q&A, which I think is quite an interesting one. Do you have networks, and I guess kind of in the program, do you have networks with other organizations, I'm guessing like outside of companies? They mention, international organizations, governments, because of course they also have a very big need and, a big focus on cybersecurity. Is that part of the program, or is there any possibility to extend that way?
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll probably give the cat out of the bag, but one of the faculty members is working with Dutch municipalities, and that they're working with the government. The one thing that he told us that is, so he's part of the faculty team that we've impaneled. One thing that he's told us is once we're able to lock in, let's say, the right amount of seats, the right amount of people like yourselves, once the supply is in place, then he can discuss the demand with the government institutions. The government institutions have some particular list of criteria as well. But the answer to your question is yes, they are in the network. And once we have, let's say, the people that we need in this, then we will also be reaching out to other such institutions. Khushbu,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, did you want to say anything?
Yeah, I wanted to bring in the community that we work very closely with, which is called DIVD. It is a Dutch intervention vulnerability kind of a community. And, Alexander probably knows them because they are absolutely the top notch in the Netherlands. It's a huge community. And if you like to be connected with them, of course, you learn a lot, but at the same time, you increase your network incredibly. They offer internships, they offer jobs, but it's a non-profit organization. So you obviously cannot make your career out of it, but you could do like a side, uh, community work with them, help figure out the vulnerabilities that are going on the dark web, help, to make digital world a safer place, basically. So we are very well connected to them. And there are more communities that we are connected to like this.
And because we have only 1 minute left, the one thing, if over the 1 hour you have learned anything or not, but just remember that networks govern jobs, govern skills, right? There is a triangle between them. Skills, network, jobs. And if you're able to
May I
catch,
have your attention for a couple of
Ye-
minutes? I just want.
yeah, sorry.
So I
Well,
think continue. I think that might have been an accident. Sorry.
oh, okay, no problem. So yeah, skills, jobs, connections, networks. Yeah, so to answer your Khushbu's, yes, join as many networks as you can. You never know how, if you have the right skill, you just need the right opportunity, and then the jobs will fall in place. And I think that is the big lesson from this 1 hour that we've spent together.
Amazing. I think that's a really good point to finish. And I think that's probably something that everyone can take away with them as well. So thank you so very, very much to both of you, Khushbu and Gaurav. It's really such a fascinating and really, really great opportunity, I think, for everybody. So I really, really recommend that everyone registers their interest. Like you said, it's the early bird gets the worm. So don't wait. Unfortunately, I have usually we would have a second lecture. I've heard that they are unfortunately sick, so which just means that one, you have a free evening, but it also means you have more time to register for this. So there's always a silver lining. So yeah, any closing words?
I see a lot of questions, Alex. People are asking, which we are not able to answer. I would definitely like to answer those. So first of all, please feel free to send the presentation to them. What I would suggest is that please, people, send your questions on the email address written on the last slide, or register, and we'll be happy to help you.
Absolutely. Yeah, and we will also upload this onto our YouTube channel as well. So if you missed a bit or you had to leave, if you could only join a bit like halfway through, it will be on our YouTube channel, and we will share the slides as well. Cool. In that case, have a lovely evening, everyone, and we will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Have a great day, everyone. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.